Hello, hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Woo! I am happy to inform you my sleep schedule is still actually kind of messed up, but we're getting there. We're getting there. It's better than it was. Better than it was. We'll take it. We'll take it. Turn that camera on. There we go. How's everyone doing? Everyone enjoying their, it's Friday. It's Friday. It's the weekend, or soon to be the weekend. Soon to be the weekend. It's Friday, then it's Saturday, then it's Sunday. So it's somewhat the weekend. For the Brits, for the Euro folk, it's probably the weekend. How's everyone doing? One thing I'm realizing, the style of filming that I did last week when I was in China, is not helping somebody who doesn't like editing. Yeah, my style of how I film stuff, and now me having to edit it, past me made current me not like what future me has to go through. Soon by Voron. This is an old shirt. This is an old shirt. This is an old shirt. Didn't you hear the news? Voron is dead. Voron is dead. Did you not hear the news? That's what the YouTube says. Voron is, see, this is the downside of moving a metal printer when your wireless lav is also magnetic, because now it fell. Shoot, I'm gonna drop my mic. There goes my mic. One second. Just the magnet stuck to this. Okay, get back here. Get back here. There we go. There you go. There we go. Apparently it's on the YouTubes now that Voron is to dead. Anyways, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? We are building a PROFORGE. It's been a while. It's been a while. We started this build just before I went on the trip. And now we're going to continue the build after the trip, because I'm back. Back again. I just realized I have a giant jug of isopropyl alcohol down here. I should probably put this somewhere. Let me put it over here. This weekend, it's supposed to be nice. Well, okay, the weather's supposed to be crap this weekend, but it's supposed to be warm. So I can finally open the garage door and do a proper garage clean, which I've been waiting to do. It's gotten pretty messy in here. I did a nice clean out here a couple weeks ago, but then the weather got kind of bad, so everything's been shut because I didn't want the heat to escape. I was trying to save on the power bill of keeping everything warm out here. And now it's time I can finally clean. Hey Sanity, how you doing? All good? Oh no, my wipes are all dried out. I left my wipes open. Get baby wipes. If you have a workshop, get baby wipes. Baby wipes are cheap. They don't leave a residue, and they're very good for just wiping stuff off. Okay. Why is Voron is dead? I don't know. Clickbait on YouTube. Somebody posted something on the Discord. Yep. Voron is to dead. Voron is to dead. Oh, and Prusa Slicer's dead. Everything's dead. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you're wasting your time looking it up. Okay, what are we doing today? Well, for one, we're continuing on with the PROFORGE. If you don't know what the PROFORGE is, it is a tool changer. It's a tool changer kit that we are building. Last stream was the first stream on the series, so this would be the second stream on the series. It's a Core XY, Quad XY. It is a tool changer. It uses the same mechanism the E3D tool changer uses. I believe they actually open source that design. So I think this And I think maybe one more other printer I've seen uses the lock-unlock mechanism. This is the only one that I know of off the top of my head because it's the only one in front of me. So yeah, so we're going to continue on with this build series, and we'll see how far we get today. Last stream, we actually was way more productive than I thought it would be. We got the frame assembled, we got components installed on the frame, we got motor mounts installed, we got the X rod rail mount part assembled, and we got the bottom base on with the 3 Z motors installed. So productive stream last time. So we'll continue where we left off. Before we dive into it, as always, first though, Lee Smith Workshop, cheers for the 5 gifted community memberships. Cheers. If you want to win yourself a spool of Polymaker filament, every stream we do give away a spool of Polymaker filament. Link in the video description. Enter for your chance to win. Do this now. While you're down there, don't forget to check out some of the other links. Affiliate links don't cost you anything extra, go a long way in supporting the channel. Some, like the Gamer Subs link, use code Canuck, save 10% off your orders. Link in the video description. You might see the pop-up here for 3D Gloop. I don't know if we're still running that now that the build series is kind of over. I got to talk to Gloop and figure that out. If the code works there and you get a discount still, cool. Yeah, if you want to help support the channel, the content I create, and the things I do, consider becoming a channel member, Patreon supporter, or if you're really cool, you give memberships to others. Every month we do a members-only live stream where you get to hang out with other channel members, and we do stuff that I normally don't do on a stream. And you also get videos a little bit early. I'm currently in the process of editing the first video from China, which is just a quick vlog video. If you watched Tuesday stream, I'm going to try and condense that down to like a shorter period and make it like an 8 to 15 minute video, but we'll see how it goes with that. Canuck Fab, €5.99 for the Voron funeral chip in for random country hedge fund. Cheers. If you're getting GamerSup, try out Tricky Niles Nectar. Super tasty. Nice. I am drinking green. I can't remember which one this is, but it's green and it's good. And it's got caffeine in it, which I need. I'm back on my normal time. I'm finding I still can't sleep good. Like, I'm still not sleeping well. Like, I'm going to bed at the time I normally go to bed at, which is like 1 or 2 a.m. But I am getting up at like 5 in the morning still. And I'm like up at 5 in the morning. So I'm a little ippy. I tried to take a little nap before stream and I got like 20 minutes of sleep and then that was it. So let's get this movable feast underway. I watched Jurassic Park on the plane. Let's see here. Got that. Notifications are out. We got that. And now we have the manual. Yes, the manual. Okay. I just built a Rat Rig VCore 4 IDEX, and I'm more in love with Vorons than ever. Rat Rig is a nightmare. I had no problem with my Rat Rig. Like, the Rat Rig, we built one. We built a VCore 3. It was a smaller one. They make more sense the bigger you get, I think. And, I don't know. I haven't built the IDEX, so I can't comment on that. A company did reach out, if you're wondering why what the skill testing question is today about. A company reached out with a kit for a printer that would have to live on the floor. No, it's not an Orange Storm. It is Voron derived though. So I think I'm going to say yes to that, and then we'll figure out where to put it when it shows up. So yeah. Remember seeing Albert with 500. Dude, I built the first Voron I built was a 300 by 300 by 400 V1, and I had SAG on the X. Now, granted, it was 8mm rods, but still. Your buddy Canuck, thank you for coming a member. Cheers and appreciated. We've met. Have we met? We've met, Canuck. Have we? You've been to a Rep Prep Fest, right? Okay, so where we left off. Where did we leave off? So we connected the ground. Where did we leave off? We mounted the power supplies. Oh, and again, I might as well do this now. So at the beginning, YouTube disclosure. This kit was sent to me by PROFORGE, by MakerTech 3D. That's the company. I actually met the guy who founded this at at TCT Asia. He was there. He was just walking around. He came up. He's like, oh, hey. I'm like, hey, he's like, oh, we spoke for MakerTech. I'm like, oh. I'm like face blind. I'm horrible with names and faces. Like absolutely horrendous. Ask anyone I know. Yeah, we chatted about this. Good dude. Hopefully I meet him again. We can actually film something or something when I'm actually not all sleep deprived. But yeah, good dude. So they sent me this kit free of charge. Obviously, I'm not being paid for this. Words and opinion are my own. Blah, 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 blah. I do get to keep the kit. If you consider that being paid, that's okay, whatever. But yeah, so YouTube disclosure disclosed. Physec Phonex? Potentially. Okay, so where did we leave off? I think we left off with the SSR, because we started putting electronics on it, and I think we ran out of time. Yeah, because I think the last thing we put on this was, if I remember correctly, the SSR. Yes, we do have the... Okay. Say if we get orange cryo grip plates. I forgot to ask if they would do orange. I do have a Prusa one though. I do have a Prusa one, but it's blue. I forgot about asking orange. I will ask, you know what? Because you asked very nicely and I said I would ask and I completely forgot, I will ask right now. Let me ask right now. Not that Luke. Hey, Luke. Hey, Luke. Any chance of getting colors other than blue for the cryo grip plates? I'm sure a orange one for the Prusas would be pretty cool. There we go. There we go. I sent that request. There we go. XX Dead 7 SXX. Are we playing Call of Duty? Cheers for coming a member. Red and purple. We need more bed colors. That's one thing that I learned from the Chinese Voron group. People, like, it's not as bad as it used to be. Back in the early days, a lot of black frame Vorons with like black parts and red accent. But like, the Chinese go nuts when it comes to customizing their printers, and we need more of that. We need more of that. We need more of that. So yeah, so more colors is always good. I'm a fan of black PEI. Muller, I think was the company doing black PI. The problem with black PI, you can't see your first layer going down when the majority of the prints you print are black. So it's kind of annoying, but I like the look of a black bed on a printer. But a nice, like, give me hot pink. A hot pink bed. Everything would show up on it. It'd be great. You'd be able to see everything. Okay, let's get started. Eva scheme. Yeah, you'd be surprised how popular Evangelion is over there. I saw quite a bit of Evangelion themed stuff. Okay, so we mounted the SSR and now we are mounting the 5-volt power regulator. Okay, let's find that. So the 5-volt power regulator. Are you in here? Maybe you're in here. If you remind me, I'll grab the LEDs that I bought over in China. I bought a strip of LEDs. I need to figure out where to put a strip of LEDs. I'm thinking do like a strip under here or something, but I picked up a strip of, 2 strips of LEDs while I was at Shenzhen, and I need to figure out what I'm doing with them. I only bought them because Luke was buying them, and I'm like, I haven't bought anything, and these are kind of cool. I will buy these too. Okay, so that's that. And where did I put all the screws for this? I think these are them. Yeah. Okay, so what do we need? M3x8s. M3 nylocks. Okay. Are they addressable? They are 12 volt. So I don't think you can do the full like NeoPixel, but you could. There's a remote with them. There is a remote with them. So they are addressable via the remote. I'm on Alt. Alt is, I'm working on stuff with Alt. I got a screen for Alt. Oh no. This is why I'm not a fan of bags that you can't seal after you open them. Is they just kind of, stuff goes everywhere. These are nylocks, those are the nylocks. Okay. Now I got a bunch of screws everywhere. Now I got screws everywhere. I mean, I've got, no, those are a different size. Keep those there. Okay. Arch LED, that was a printable design too. Cool. Yeah, there's well, I got them just for mood lighting. I figured they were cheap. I paid $30 Canadian for a 5-meter strip of fully controllable RGB LEDs, and they are bright. So I figure, you know, they'd be pretty worth it. Okay, so this goes like this goes like this, and this goes right here. Okie dokie. Screw sorting stream soon. I know you're all hankering for a screw sorting stream. The content is coming. Content is coming for the screw sorting stream. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. That is too big. Made by. Which one is the right one? Kind of annoying when you have a whole set of things and then you keep forgetting to put it back and then you eventually lose it all. I think. Is this the right size? Yes, this is the right size. But I don't know if I can get that on. Don't know if I can get on. Not magnetic nylocks is kind of annoying. There we go. Okay, there's one. Seen Prusa's new screw sorting. I mean, I've seen this thing they use in their, in at least when it's solid used for it. So how's everyone doing? Anything going on this week? Anything new and exciting? I know the new bamboo's out, so that's like the current hot thing in 3D printing. If you want my thoughts and opinions on it, go watch the stream from Tuesday. TLDR, I think the printing part of it's fine. I'm starting to look more at bamboo like the same I look at like Mac, where I'm like, it's not for me. Their pricing structure and like the way things are with them, it's not really my cup of tea, but I know it appeals to some people, and that's fine. So when it comes to the H2D as a 3D printer, I really don't got much to say against it, except I think it's kind of pricey for those that just wanted a bigger machine. I think there are better options, but for those that want a big machine that can do multicolor, not multi-material, well, kind of, it is IDEX or dual nozzle. It's not bad. I just think the whole laser cutter aspect is really dumb. Like, everyone I know who does laser stuff, go watch, I don't know if he actually did a thing on it, but he wrote a Twitter post about it. Tripod's Garage, talking about lasers and the bamboo, and it's like, yeah, don't. If you can justify dropping $600 to $1,300 on a laser add-on, you're probably going to be lasering a bunch. I don't know about you. I don't buy something for $600 to $1,300 and use it like a couple times. It's like I'm going to be using it, and at that point, I'm not gunking up my actual 3D printer to do laser stuff. But other than that, they're really, oh yeah, the work area is crap. Also, the door has to be closed, so you can't have stuff hanging out, which that's one of the things with lasers. You usually have to overhang the work volume. Then we got to put a fan here with M318s and nylock. So that is install a fan with the sticker facing into the base. So it's a, okay, intake. Liz is here. Hi, Liz. Everyone say hi, Liz. Do this now. And then also, if you're on the Twitters, go follow Liz. As Liz. I should do a 3D printer stream on Twitter one day just for fun. I try to keep my Twitter account as just gaming, which I do want to get back into it next week. This week I was actually planning to, but I'm just too sleepy. I was a little eepy this week. This week was kind of a write-off. Where are the M318s? Oh, did I put them on the tray? I might have put them on the tray. No, they are not on the tray. Those are all M4s. So, M318s. Are they in this bag? M2.5. Xenoblade Chronicle. Dude, I started looking at the Monster Hunter game that just came out, and I'm like, that looks really fun. It'll be a great game to buy when it goes on sale, I think. Because unfortunately for me, I own like 2 or 3 Monster Hunter games, and I've never played any of them. So I think it's definitely one of those, like, I'll play it when it goes on sale type games. Or I'll buy it when it goes on sale on a Steam sale and maybe play it. I can't find these screws. M318s. Is it M318s? Yeah, M318s and nylocks. I don't have M318s. I will steal from stock, I guess. Where did I put my nylocks? Where did I put my M3 nylocks? I just had them. Oh, here they are. I will steal from stock. Oh yeah, you got it with your... I think that's how I got Wild. Or no, no, the new one's World. I got Monster Hunter Wilds because it came with my 5700 XT when I got that. Scratch the heck out of this desk while I do that. M3... Do I have M318s? No, I do not have M318s. M320s. Close enough. It's just a fan. Okay. And we have the fan facing inward. Okie dokie. A backlog. Dude, so as cool as I think it would to do, I do not have the body type for it. But if you follow Willow Creative on any of the socials, I follow her on Twitter and Blue Sky, I think. Wow, these are really long. Maybe that was a miss. Oh, here are the M318s. I'm just blind. Anyways, I follow Willow Creative, and this was really cool. We're going on a little tangent here. Because she's working on doing a Draken, are they called? What are the dragon people from Evoker from World of Warcraft? She's working on doing this. She does cosplay. But she did this. So this is 3D printed TPU on a mesh. And it makes a really cool dragon scale pattern. And then you can, you know, use it for whatever. For like cosplay. So that's 3D printed TPU. So you print TPU, after a couple layers you put a mesh down. And then when it's done, you, it seems to work pretty good. So I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I just had them. Where'd they put? Oh, here they are. So I was like, that's cool. The problem is, she got the idea for the dragon scale pattern from the dragon board in Baldur's Gate. So she was talking about Baldur's Gate, and I replied, because I like Baldur's Gate. And now I want to play Baldur's Gate again. Damn it. Like, dang it. Just when I thought, I'm like, I did my last playthrough. I did I did all the big things I wanted to do. I finally did the evil playthrough. I'm done with Baldur's Gate for now. And it's like, no, you want to do another playthrough. And I'm like, dang it, I do now. I will say one thing I'm noticing is a lot of the holes on the base here, while not tight, like not missize, you could tell they were like size for size. And unfortunately with the paint and everything, they're kind of a little tight. So let me grab a drill here and just kind of clean them up a little bit. It's not like it's not a deal breaker thing. It's just kind of like, I don't want to have to screw the screws through every time now. I can just drill it out. Yeah, just get that and drill it out. Gotta finish Cyber. I know I gotta do Cyberpunk, but I want to do that on stream. I want to do a stream that. Yeah, it's just the paint. There we go. So yeah, so now it's like, dang it, now I want to do another Baldur's Gate playthrough, but I'm like, you know what? I'll wait for the patch. I'll wait for the patch with the new subclasses because I think I want to play a Hexblade. So we'll wait on that. Oop, wrong way around. So we'll wait. I'll be a good boy and wait. I gotta edit my videos before I can play Baldur's Gate. It's my reward. There we go. Thing is with Baldur's Gate 2, I've played it. I've got like 600 hours in the game. So I've already beaten it enough to like, I've done my challenges. I've beaten on the hardest difficulty. I've done that. So now when I play Baldur's Gate, I just play it on like easy or normal. Like playing it on a hard mode doesn't like, I've done that. So if I'm playing it now, I'm playing it for like the story because I want to play it a different way. So like when I did my full Evil Embrace Dark Urge playthrough, it only took like 20 hours for the whole game. Because it's like, I know which quests I want to do. I know how to beat all the puzzles and everything. Playing on an easy difficulty with a meta build, you just blast through all the combat. It's like, you know what to skip. You know what's worth skipping. So it's like, you can just hit the key points if you want to do it that way, which is actually pretty nice once you've done multiple playthroughs. I think Nylox on this is a little overkill, but it's like, it's not bad. Okay. Has anyone in chat pre-ordered? Has anyone in chat here bought an H2D? I'm just curious if anyone in my chat has actually bought an H2D, and if you did pre-order one or order one, you can order it now. I think it's not pre-ordered. It's like they're actually shipping. I've seen Uncle Jesse ship. Which one did you do? I'm just curious how many people in my audience have had one, and that way I can pester you with questions about it. Okay, install that with that. Okay, so we did that. Prepare the Big Tree Tech Pi 2. Okay. We will do that. We gotta find the Big Tree Tech Pi 2. Are you in this box, Eddie? Big Tree Tech Pi 2. So this will be the second time we try to do a Big Tree Tech Pi 2. The first time did not go well, but apparently there's been some updates to the firmware and the software for these. And I found that out from Big Tree Tech themselves while I was there, because this was something I brought up with them. So we should have a better time this time around. How well does the Nevermore work? Will ABS still affect air quality? The Nevermore, in my opinion, is good for getting your chamber hotter. As for cleaning the air, if you're serious about air quality and you do 3D printing, you're going to invest in a proper HEPA filter box. Like go to printedsolid.com, look up their filter boxes. you're gonna buy one of those. If you are serious about air quality and you 3D print, you need to get a dedicated air like filter system. Nevermores and whatnot kind of help with the smell. And if you're very religious about cleaning out the charcoal pellets and replacing them, it probably will do a pretty decent job. But I think it's more just kind of knocks the smell down a bit. If you're going to do a Nevermore, you get the Nevermore for the increased chamber temperature for the convection current effect, in my opinion. That's kind of the main reason to go with the Nevermore. The charcoal pellets and reducing the smell of ABS is kind of a side effect. I really don't think it filters though. It just kind of cuts the smell down. Okay, before unpacking the Pi control board, make sure that you have grounded yourself. I'm very grounded. You do this by touching a large metal object. Touch. Connect the antenna and it's fiddly and then stick on the Pi board. Yeah. Touch the antenna. I hate these antennas. These stupid little antennas are the same connector that like FPV uses for a lot of stuff. I hate them. I always feel like I'm gonna break them. Hey, that actually worked this time. Okay, there we go. And then we put the heat sink on. Saval 0 over anything bamboo. There you go. I probably should get an affiliate link with Saval or Soval. I'm probably gonna get one for Elegoo, I'll be honest. I think with the current market trends and everything, I think I'm gonna, as much as I love my, as much as I prefer my, much as I'm trying to keep to my stance of not being beholden to any company, at some point, you eventually do sign up for the affiliate programs for stuff. It is what it is. There we go. Get all the affiliate links. I don't know. It's kind of hard. Like, personally, the problem with affiliate links is like, I view them as an endorsement. If I have an affiliate link for a product directly, I view that as an endorsement. And the problem is, how do I put an endorsement on something that I'm unboxing live right now, kind of thing? So I've tried to avoid them. The only ones I have are like generic ones or products that I actually use, like gamer subs. And like the only 3D printer company I have an affiliate link with is Prusa, because you can argue to the end of hell if a Prusa is worth it, but they don't make any bad products in my opinion. And I've used most of them, so. Okay, so this guy attaches at the front. So we'll flip this way. And it looks like we have some standoffs. So mount the board like that, with that facing that way. And it looks like we have standoffs. So we got M310s, and then standoffs come through. Oh, M36s, okay. And then we got the little standoffs. Polymaker ABS isn't bad. Bamboo's ASA has quite the odor. I don't mind the Polymaker stuff, the Polylite. You just got to understand that it's not pure ABS. That's kind of, I wish companies, I know why they don't because of, you know, it's their formulas and whatnot. I wish companies would label what their mixes are more clearly. But it is what it is. Polymaker ABS is bad. It's bad if you expect it to be like a pure ABS, but for what most people use ABS for, it's fine. For example, I've built many printers with it and it holds up fine. It holds up fine in a 3D printer. So I'm not, you know, but if you're like, oh, I need pure ABS for this specific use case, it's not pure ABS, it's a blend. It's an ABS plus. But I really wish they would label what it's, you know, what it's cut with, right? I wish that information was more publicly available. I dropped one screw and I'm pretty sure it's gone. I'm hoping there's extras. I'm assuming there's extras. Other printer parts has been great. Yeah, you also have to understand it depends what your use case is. So for example, cosplay stuff, like if you're printing a big chunky part out of ABS, you might want to be a little hesitant with the pluses because I find they don't get the layer adhesion or the layer adhesion and the temp resist. For printer parts, it's not too bad because printer parts tend to be short and squat and stocky, so you don't really run into the limitation that quickly. But it is something you kind of do have to make note of. It depends a lot on the geometry of what you're printing. Oh, okay. And this goes this way. I am hungry. How am I hungry? Oh, that's why I'm hungry. This, I'm back on my crash diet. The year started off good with the diet. I lost about 5 pounds. And then I kind of just stopped. Like, I didn't gain any weight. I just kind of hung there for like a while. And after this trip, where I actually lost a bit of weight on the trip, I'm like, I'm gonna get back on the diet again. And part of that is not eating before noon. And then having a small lunch. So, and then dinner, and then a little snack before bed. And it works pretty good in calorie counting, but I'm hungry. Yeah, the plateaus, yeah. Well, that's the other problem too. When I over in China there, I was walking. We did a lot of walking. And back here at home, I don't do a lot of walking. I'm a YouTuber and who works out of their house. So it's kind of like I got to figure out more stuff to do to. There we go. You gotta be careful with these. While they are nylon, you can strip the threads out of them pretty easily. So be a little careful when screwing them in if you're using something electric. 15 pounds down since I started dieting. Hello. Walking 20 to 30K. That's a lot. Like when it comes to losing weight, because I've done it before. A couple years back, I went down from 210 to 175. And I did that in like 4 or 5 months. All I did was just not eat a lot. Your body can't turn nothing into fat. It's kind of that simple, I guess. Your body can't turn nothing into fat. So if you don't eat, you got nothing to turn into fat. So I was eating like anywhere from 12 to 1600 calories a day while working in a tool shop. And so I'm trying to do it again. The problem is I don't work in a tool shop anymore. So I'm not just expending, my base expenditure of calories is a lot lower right now. So, okay, so now we're putting together the controller. And for the controller for this, it is a SKR3 Easy 1.0 is the controller we're using. It's in here. Get rid of that box, get rid of that box. Okay, before unpacking the controller, make sure that you see, it's nice I got these little things. Okay. After unpacking the controller board, you should find a bag of jumpers. For some jumpers may already be mounted on the board. Make sure they are in correct position as described below. Are there pictures? Okay, so we gotta... Okay, these two jumpers will send 48 volts to the gantry motors. So we gotta put two jumpers in there. So let's get jumping. Oh, there already are jumpers. Okay, so let me just double check. Okay, so for these ones, these jumpers gotta go on the bottom two, because you have three jumpers across the top here, it looks like. So you got 3 pins across the top. These two we jump on the bottom two. And then these ones are on the top two. Top two, top two, top two. Okay. So on this one, XY, it looks like. And then, yeah, XY, and then these 3 for the Z. Okay. To the gantry motors, and these 3 jumpers will send 24 to the Z motors. And then, oh, there's a red. I gotta put it. Where's the red? Red is right there. I think I have that one in already. Yeah, that one's already installed. Yeah. This jumper will send 24 to the SSR relay for the heated bed. Okay, cool. Okay. And then we need our drivers, which I believe are in these bags. There's a servo in here. Ooh la la. Fancy. What? Oh, okay. We're gonna do weigh once a week. Yeah, don't weigh every day. Don't weigh every day. If you weigh every day, it messes with you. Don't weigh yourself every day. And if you weigh yourself, weigh yourself in the morning. Like wake up first thing in the morning in your underwear and weigh yourself after you go to the washroom. Because during the day, your weight fluctuates quite a bit. You'd be surprised how much your weight fluctuates quite a bit, especially if you drink like a lot of water. Because what I found was like, what really threw me off was the first time I did it, I gained quite a bit of weight in the first couple days. And I'm like, wait a minute, why am I gaining weight if I'm eating half as much? And it's because I was drinking so much water that I was like properly hydrated for the first time in a long time. It was like, oh, that's why. Okay, how did these plug in? Okay, these drivers can only be plugged in one way around. The flat side of the driver heatsink should face the screw terminals on the control board. Okay. Plug 3 TMC22 drivers in the board as shown. Okay. So, BA and then the big ones. So the big chunky boys, which are these guys. Look at the heat sinks on these. This is actually the first time I've ever built anything using these easy board drivers. I'm a firm believer in that XKCD thing where it's like, we have 13 standards. We need to make one standard that everyone uses. Now we have 14 standards. Personally, I think the best step stick is no step stick and just building the drivers onto the board. But I can see the benefits. I mean, at least this one, you have the option of using either or. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Yeah, last time I checked, people drink too much water in the NA or like North America. I mean, there's the whole drink like 8 glasses a day. That's bullshit. It's basically your body knows how much water you need. The problem is when you're doing a calorie counting diet, I find your body tends to go, I'm hungry. And since you're like, I can't eat anything, well, I guess I'll just drink a lot of water. It's like my morning routine is drink coffee for something. So I drink a lot of coffee in the morning. And then lately, because I'm cultured now, because I'm a worldly traveler, I've been doing tea after dinner. It's nice. Okay. So plug that. And then this mounts back here. I need to get some proper tea. I need to get some proper like oolong tea or something. Because I bought some for the wifey. I bought her a nice little tea set while I was over there as a gift. And the problem is I'm drinking her tea. Did I throw that in the garbage? I made it in the garbage. High protein and staying under calorie count. Honestly, that's the easiest way to lose weight. Is just calorie count. Just calorie count. Like if you're an adult male, roughly average height, under 2,000 calories a day, you'll lose weight. It's just make sure you're getting all you're not like starving yourself. Make sure you're getting all your vitamins and your minerals and all the other stuff that you need. Probably talk to a nutritionist, but you want to get a bidet? No. Not that cultured. Although I will say, I didn't have to learn how to use a squat toilet while over there, luckily. So I saved myself from that potential mess, so that was good. Although those were pretty common over there. In pretty much everywhere I went that was like a business area, like at the event center, they had normal toilets, and the hotels had normal toilets, and any like Western place, like Starbucks had that. But like, if you went to somewhere where like basically just locals go, yeah, they were squat toilets. Actually, the airport had bidets, but I didn't have to use them, so. Okay, so now this mounts here with, okay, so let me, okay, so this goes the opposite way. So the drivers are away from the power supply. Yeah, the drivers are away from the power supply. So this goes like that. Grab my drill, clean up these holes. I'm hoping the noise canceling is saving your ears when I do this, by the way. Because it's literally just paint. That's all these holes are not incorrectly sized, it's just paint. Well, we don't need to know that, Apulo. I mean, we are mostly adults here, so I think pretty much everyone kind of understands. It's not like we're in grade 3 and it's going, oh, turn to page 56. Oh, your buddies are like, oh. I could see doing, it's kind of like, you know, when before I finished the garage here, I ran 220 out here just to make sure I had 220 for like potential EV hookup in the future. I could see, you know, future-proofing a house if I were to, you know, if we move or ever end up building a house, which in today's economy ain't happening. Putting those in, getting toilets with bidets or something. There we go. So you can't really mount this wrong because one of the holes is offset, so you can't really mount it wrong. but you should always it's always a good rule of thumb to always check. Because a good example of this is like, say you have to put together a bunch of stuff. I can't remember exactly where this came up, but it's happened before, where it's like you have 20 things and they go in pairs, but they're matched pairs. So you have like A goes with 1, B goes with 2. And as you go through it, you have a pile of them. And this has happened to me in mold making actually several times, with like wear plates, where it's like they're all the same or roughly the same, but they're sized differently and they're all labeled. So you have 16 slots that things go in, and you have 16 plates, and all the plates are labeled, right? A1 to whatever. And you get to that last plate, okay? And you're like, it's the last plate, it goes in the last hole. Always look. Always check the labeling. Because it's very easy to screw one up earlier, not realize it, and now you have 2 screwed up. So always check your labeling. Even so, you know it's hole offset and you're like, it only goes in one way. Always give it a visual. Always give it a visual. Always give it a visual inspection before you. Don't just assume because it's the last thing and that's the last hole that it goes there, because you might have screwed up earlier. Always double check. It's just one of those things. Okay, so we've got that installed. And now wiring the fan. Connect the electronics fan to the SKR control board. Connect the USB cable from the Pi to the SKR board. Oh, we're already doing stuff. Okay, so where does this guy mount? It goes right there. Okay. Oh, it overhead. No, mobile. There we go. Yeah. It literally goes right here. So you go there, and then USB cable. I'm assuming it's in here. My glasses keep sliding down my face, and I don't know why. Measure twice, cut 3 times. Well, I mean, as long as you have a can of Adithau, you're good, right? As long as you have that can of Adithau kicking around, you should be good. Because I lost weight. I think I wore these glasses like for a week straight over there. Normally, I only wear glasses when I go out. Like when I'm at home by myself, I don't wear glasses. I only wear glasses at home when I'm on camera, because I think I look better with glasses. So I think because I wore them for like a week straight and then I stopped wearing them, now I'm wearing them again, it's throwing things off. There we go. Cable management. I'll print some of the little things and stick them on for zip ties down the line, unless there are some in here. I don't know if there are. Camera's trying to expose some secret. What secret? There ain't no secrets. That's a Prusa. Oh, the slow pan. Oh, it's. I don't know why it does this. It's cause it's trying to move to 0, I think. I don't know why it does this. Like I can lock it, I think. You know why? Because there's like a hydraulic dampener in it or something that tries to like move it to 0. So I just lock it. There we go. Automatic slow pan. Okay, mount the power port. Okay, push all the cables attached to the power through. Okay, so let's find the power port. Are you in here? Nope. Are you in here? Nope. Are you in here? Nope. I'm assuming you're in here. Don't need the GoPro. What is coming soon by Voron? Everything. I've had this shirt for over a year. And I tie-dyed it because I was doing laundry. So I brought a bunch of laundry downstairs and I threw it on the floor in the laundry room. And somebody had spilt, totally not me, a little bit of bleach on the ground. And so after this came out of laundry, it had a bleach burn on it. And I actually had a few shirts that had a bleach burn on it and some underwear. And I was like, ah, dang it. And then I'm like, wait a minute. So I just tied it all up and I sprayed it with some bleach, and now it's a custom Voron shirt, 1 of 1. No, somebody made a bunch of these shirts for us at, I think it was Rocky Mountain last year, or it may have been Smurf last year. I can't remember. It was one of the Rap Fest. Somebody made this shirt for us. Somebody on the team made a bunch of these. I can't remember who. Might have been Sanity. I can't remember. Was it you, Sanity? I can't remember. Somebody did. Okay, so we have all our power cables here. So let me, you know, while I do like the Flexi Spot desk, my wife has a Flexi Spot desk. I did a video with them, disclosure. It gets scratched really easily. So all this goes through here. Okay, and the prongs go that way. So you go like that. And then that screws in with M310 countersunk bolts. Or M3 by 10 millimeter countersunk. Right here. Hello from Denmark. Hello! Hello, fellow countrymen who is being harassed by the Americans. How are you doing? Hope things are good. Any cool printers in China? All the cool printers. I'm working on videos. So the video for TCT Asia, just so you guys are aware, will not be like a pretty in-depth one. It'll just be like a, I went to TCT Asia. Here's a bunch of cool stuff I saw. I didn't do any interviews. The only actual like sit down or like, the only standalone video I did over there was the tour of Big Tree Tech. The rest are going to be like compilation stuff. And that's because two things. One, there really wasn't a lot of new stuff, which was surprising. Mello had some cool stuff. They had their Hevort that they're working on. But it wasn't really enough to get its own dedicated video, because especially as a first look, like it's hard to do a first look. And also with the language barrier, a lot of people spoke okay English, but not like conversational English. So, and a lot of these companies are also going to be at Rapid. So Rapid TCT in Detroit in like 2 weeks. So I will be there for that. So there will be stuff that I could have filmed there, but I'm just going to film it in Detroit because hopefully it'll just be a little bit easier to go over. Plus, I think more companies are displaying stuff. I think Elegoo has something new there. Bamboo will have the HD2 there, so I can, you know, talk to them about it and be like, hey, why'd you guys do it this way? So yeah. I think Rapid makes a bit more sense for trying to do like actual interview videos, because it's a lot of the same companies, but they'll have new stuff, and hopefully like language won't be as big of an issue. Because I speak pretty good bad English. I used to be an insurance broker, and the company I worked for did a lot of business in like the GTA. So I got really good at speaking bad English. But when it comes to like getting it across in a video, it's just a lot easier with a more fluent speaker, especially with how I do my live interviews, which are very just let the person kind of control it while I just kind of ask questions I think the audience may want to know about. There we go. And then for the companies like Big Tree Tech and whatnot, I already did a pretty in-depth video with Big Tree Tech at Smurf. And then hopefully if I make it out to Rocky Mountain, we'll do a follow-up there. So. We don't have any news on Smurf. Oh, Smurf will be 2026. I think they want to move it because it's right before the holiday and it's next to Formnext. I think they want to move it to like, because there's nothing that goes on the first couple months of the year. So I think they want to move it then, but I'm not 100% sure. And if I wasn't allowed to say that, I'm sorry, Claire. Oh, Rocky Mountain. Sorry, Rocky Mountain, not Smurf. How often are our official Voron versions produced? Whenever they come out. Remember, Voron's not a company. It's just a bunch of people having fun designing stuff in their free time in the basement. Projects get developed when they get developed. Things get done when they get done. It is what it is. Voron doesn't have like a set release. We're not a company. Voron is not a company. So Voron doesn't sell anything. It's just a bunch of people having fun designing stuff, and occasionally stuff gets released. The thing is, a lot of people have kind of, how do I word this? How do I word? We spoke about this. Actually, no, this was on the Billy live stream that we did over there. The team kind of comes and goes. People join the team, they spend time working on stuff, then they move on to other stuff, and sometimes they come back. Think of it this way, like a V2 is pretty big. The Voron V2 has been out for 4 years now, roughly. So like, things are pretty well baked Voron-wise. Yeah, people are working on stuff. There's always stuff being worked on. But it's not like plus, you know, we're not all locked down with COVID and have a lot of free time. That also helped a lot. Everyone was stuck inside with COVID. So things change, but stuff's always being worked on. It just, stuff gets released when it gets released and done. We don't have like a release schedule or a timetable or anything like that. It would be kind of, it would kind of ruin the vibe if it did, because we don't really work that way. We're just, once you have schedules and, you know, release dates and all that, it's kind of like, well, this is a hobby. And hobbies hobbies lose a lot of fun when they become a job. Ooh. That's got a pretty positive indent. I like it. I like clicky buttons. I like buttons that go click. Okay. So now, remove the nut from the switch, mount that. Okay. Feeding the cables attached to the hole. Through the O-ring. Cool. That's that. And reconnect. Okay, so now we gotta wire some stuff up. Okay. So, what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name. He gave me I think I have his business card. I don't know where it is. These pictures could be bigger. These pictures could be higher resolution. So we need to connect some stuff. So now, let's start connecting some stuff. There we go. Okay. So, I'm assuming this is the power switch button. Trying to make sure the wires aren't tangled at all. You know what I'm gonna make for dinner today? You wanna know what the joy of a calorie counting diet is? Is you can still eat whatever you want. I'm making pizza for dinner. I'm doing pizza. Why? Because I can. Where's this guy go? So this comes down. It goes there, there, and there. Okay. And for breakfast, I'm making waffles. No wire combs. I think it has something for wire management. If not, I will just do the zip tie thing. You can print like little things and zip tie them. Let's loosen all these. Projects in Dad's garage. Hello there. So it is going to kind of suck that this cable here for the SSR is kind of like, you can't really do anything for it. It's always going to be there, but it is what it is. It is what it is. This is, okay, so we'll do this guy first. So this comes down. And this goes into, so this is live, and it is 24 volt live. Wait, is that right? Okay, this says, oh, I see. Okay. A little confusing because it says 24 volt live, and I'm like, this is the live. It's the 24 volt power supply. So it's labeled 24 volt live, 48 volt live, SSR live. So it's the live line. This plugs into the 24. This is the 48. So it's not 24 volts. It's mains. It's just, it plugs into the 24 volt power supply. Okay, that makes sense now. That makes sense now. What's that? 15, yep, okay. This goes right here. We're gonna do a magic smoke test. If all goes well, we should be able to do a magic smoke test today. We should be able to at least power stuff up to ensure that we are getting power to the electronics in a proper way. There we go. Let me just double check that this power supply is set to 115. What am I gonna do with this laser? I gotta figure out what to do with it. Yeah, 115, we're good. Pretty sure I double checked them before plugging them in. I just want to double check. Okay, so that's that. And then we got blue and blue. And that other ground. Okay, so we got the short blue, I'm assuming goes here. Trying to keep the wires all organized so that they're nice and color managed. You are neutral. Other blue. You're the 48 volt neutral. West 3. That's something I haven't played my VR stuff in a long time. I have a Rift S, so it's hooked up to my PC. But I honestly kind of feel like VR is kind of, I won't say dead, but unless, like, the problem is, I can't remember who said it. It might have been John Carmack, one of the like, there hasn't been a World of Warcraft of VR. There hasn't been a single VR game that it's like, no, you need to get it and you need to play it. Because the problem is, there are games that are amazing. Half-Life Alyx, for example. But most people beat Half-Life Alyx, and they haven't touched it since, or they played it a little bit. Or you got like Beat Saber, where you kind of dust it off when there's a bunch of people over and you play Beat Saber for a bit. And then you get all sweaty and you're passing around a sweaty headset. So it's like, VR really needs a new big game kind of thing. That's the problem with VR. It kind of needs a new big game. Like I've played, there hasn't been a game that like everyone, you need to get it and everyone plays it, and there's no MOBAs. There's no, like, I think some people have tried making like an MMO, a couple MMO VR games. Obviously there's VR chat, but it's not a game. VR chat is not a game. It's VR chat. If you know what VR chat is, you know what VR chat is. And this one is a ground for the frame. So we'll put that in here. So you go through there. You go on there. Get our nut. Yeah, there's okay, there's 2 power supplies and then a buck converter. This is a drops down. So it's not a power supply. It's a, well, like, I guess it's a DC to DC converter. So. Oh, oh. You go there. Go. Frame is grounded. How do you compute the offset for each Z head? I'm assuming this, there's an eddy current sensor. I don't know how many I have. There are ways to do it. I'm not sure which method this machine uses specifically, but there are ways to do it, and we'll get to it when we get to it. There are a lot of ways to do Z offset. Like, CNC machines have been able to calculate XYZ offsets for multiple tools for decades. It's a solved equation kind of thing. Okay, so that's that. Oh, I was supposed to use an M4? Whatever. Good enough. Okay, so now, more wiring. So wire the power converter and Big Tree Tech Pi as shown. So we need the power converter cables. So more cables. Get the cables. Kind of nice how we're doing all the electronics right now. Get it out of the way. So I'm assuming, oh, there's a lot of cables here. Which ones do I need? So I need, it looks like 2, 2, 2. Okay. Is it these guys? No, not these guys. Not these guys. So it's not these guys. Not these guys. Not these guys. Not those guys. Not those guys. Not that guy. Do I have to make cables? I just want to make sure I'm pulling from the right stock for everything here. I don't want to. I've got these cables. Connect the 24. These cables do not have connectors on them, but still. Oh. Oh, okay. I see. These are the right cables here, I think. Yeah. So 2 of these, 2 of these. So I think these are all the same length. Yeah, these are all. Yeah, he just gives you, you just get a bunch of cables that you just kind of use how you need them. I guess that makes a bit of sense. Okay. So, because these two don't use a thing. Okay. So I'm gonna get a little fancy because I have stuff for this. So we need to put this on. So 24 volts. Why do we have 5 volts if this runs? What is 5 volts on this? Because this takes 24 volts. Yeah, make it work. I mean, it's not a big deal. I mean, the fact that it's still in the instructions means it probably is used for something. I'm sure at some point we'll figure it out. So that's gonna go there. And do I have any more? I do have Wagos. Lego my Wago. Or not Wago. Wago my blade splot terminals. Question is, do I have a crimper for these? Where is my crappy crimper for these? Where my crappy crimper for these are? I mean, we're gonna need this guy. I don't know where my big crimper is for that. It might be downstairs. We will adapt, improvise, overcome. How's it going? It's going good. Oh, and for those wondering about the schedule for the next little bit, Tuesday is Box Drill Tuesdays. Friday is this guy. And then Saturdays, tomorrow Saturday is going to be a grab bag stream with a few different things. But going forward, Saturday is going to be pickup streams. So it's going to be like stuff that is I need to finish, like this guy. So that'll be we'll get into this next Saturday, and a few other projects. So ordered some Domino's. Oh. We got pizza. I can't remember which day we got pizza. We got Domino's in China. I think it was the Thursday. So it was the last day we were in Shanghai before we went down to Shenzhen. And it was like, after having Chinese food, like real Chinese food, it was like, oh my God, fat, cheese, and bread. I was like, holy shit, this is so good. It's like, I missed you. Get in my belly. Yeah, the Prusa. Yeah, we got to get on the Prusa as well. We will get back to the Prusa. So you're going to go there, and I'm going to cheat and stick you in there as well. I don't know why we're doing this, but we are doing this. Probably actually, I should have done one of each, but whatever. There we go. This is going to go there. But yeah, we'll try and get back to the Prusa. I got it sitting all on a shelf right there. Never got around to building it because remember they didn't have a manual for it, and I was like, shoot, I'm gonna have to like follow a printed guide while building it, and I was like, nah, this is kind of annoying. So we'll figure something out with it. There we go. There we go. These are going to go over here and go right there. Put some terminals on this guy. Make it look all nice and pretty. Take my wife to go see Snow White. We haven't seen a movie. What was the last movie? Dune 2. Dune 2 was the last movie I saw in theaters. We don't really go out to see movies a lot lately. Like, it's not worth it. And as for Snow White, I am not a masochist, so why would I go see that? I'm sorry, what's her name can't act? What was it? She did Wonder Woman. She can't act. She cannot act. She cannot act. Gal Gadot? I don't know. Isn't there a programming language named after her or something? Anyways, yeah. She can't act. Okay, I'm assuming this is labeled correctly with a negative and positive, so we'll roll with that. A game engine called Godot. Okay, well, there you go. The actress named after the game engine can't act. Okay, always give them a tug. Always give a tug to your wires after you put them in, just to make sure everything is all hunky-dory. Because the last thing you want to do is it not be hunky-dory and fall out while you're printing or something. That would be bad. Okay. That is that. So now we have that wired up. Okay. I probably could have, yeah, so you're supposed to use a connector, but I put the little thing, or you're not supposed to use a connector, you just put it underneath and it pinches, but whatever. Means wiring. Okay, so now, we got that, goes into there. Okay, so the other two wires that we haven't used yet, which are these. Okay. So we got live and a neutral. For the 5-volt rail is apparently for a oh, the servos. You're right, the servos. That's right. There are servos in this, so the 5 volts probably for the servos. That makes sense because you want to run those on like clean power, from my understanding. I keep pushing this off the desk. Okay, this. Come up this way. And plug into DC in. So, cut this right here. Strip it. Bearded Printer, hello there. Gifted a community member. He shows up in streams and just drops a community membership. Cheers and appreciate it. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Keep forgetting I gotta buy a new light. Gotta buy a new light. Ow. That's what I just did. Yep. Okay. A little bit right there, Stubby. That hurt. I stripped it a little long and then I put the thing over it and stabbed myself with a bundle of wires. Wait, Apollo gifted 20. Cheers and appreciate it. Apollo, you don't gotta do that. You know that. Appreciate it though. Thank you. And now we're gonna have a little pop-up in the corner for the next little bit. And Ange 3112, I guess, gifted a community membership as well. Cheers and appreciate it. That is the best way to support the channel, is gifting memberships, because the other day I get the same cut as a super chat, but other people get to be channel members. It's a win-win. So instead of super chatting, unless you have a question that you need for sure to me to read and answer, because I try to read chat all the time. So if I miss you, I miss you. It's not on purpose. It's an accident. But super chat or memberships are the best way to support the channel, because other people get something out of it and it doesn't cost anything extra. Or direct via, yeah. I mean, technically direct via PayPal if you want to do that. But we all know, with our dumb little monkey brains with a little bit of lizard brain in the back, when your name pops up on screen, you get that little dopamine response, right? Bigger number, better person. There we go. Give them a little tug, give those a little tug. So we got power there. That's gonna be annoying. I don't think I left a sliver. I think I just stabbed myself. I was putting the barrel crimp on the wire, and one of the wires just kind of went like that, and it just right into the finger. Not deep, like maybe like 2 millimeters, but it's just a pinprick right on the tip of my finger, and now it's gonna feel it every time I pick something up. Donation, yeah, Apollo, something that, yeah. Giving YouTube an extra, which is why I don't subscribe. Okay, there are a few other YouTubers I subscribe to, but like, I do like the $2 tier, like the cheapest one, because I find it funny when I see people super chat each other. Like, it's more common on Twitch, but I'll see somebody hop into somebody's stream and drop like 10 gifted memberships. And then they go back into their stream and drop 10 gifted memberships. And the only people making money off that is Twitch. So it's like, yeah. Okay, So now we got to wire up the motors. So I need more wires. Which, do I have more wires with little barrel crimps on them? I do not. I got one and I got two. There we go. Okay. There we go. So now we got to wire up the 48 volts. So this goes from there to there. Blood has been spilt. I mean, as long as we don't have to sacrifice a virgin, we're good. A little blood spilling is good for you. Gets the blood flowing. So this is the 48 volt power supply. And this is for the XY motors. Bits are best for Twitch, although I get it better for subs. Yeah, you're partnered now. I'm on Twitch, I'm affiliate, I think. Yeah, I'm affiliate on Twitch. So that's like whatever the first one is. So I'm affiliate on Twitch. That's one of the reasons I didn't start on Twitch. Like the community's different. For what you do, Liz, I think Twitch makes a bit more sense because you do like, granted this is a live show too, but I'm building printers. A lot of people watch. Twitch is horrible. If the content that you do, you want it to be viewed after you're not live. Twitch is only good, in my opinion, if it's best viewed live. Whereas this kind of works both ways, what I do, I think. Or at least I like to think. Plus the subcut on Twitch when you're new is kind of crap. Is it like 50-50? YouTube is just a flat 70-30 across the board, always. What I usually tend to do is strip the wires long, and then I just trim the excess that sticks out out of the little barrel crimp here, just to make sure that you got a good amount. Like, you don't want to crimp it on and barely have any wire in the barrel crimp. I don't know how much of a deal it really makes, but it's just what I do. And it hasn't gone wrong yet. Okay, so now, negative, positive, okay. Just jinx myself. Now, I will say this kit doesn't come with these connectors. The wires are just kind of stripped and you're just meant to put the wire in. So just, if you're gonna do it that way, technically it's not wrong. Technically it's not wrong to put bare wire into a crush connector like this. Just make sure you strip the wire properly, you twist it, and you don't have any like frayed wires hanging out. You don't want to accidentally short it. Technically it's not wrong. You're like, it's not like you're breaking a rule or anything. It is fine to do. It's just, I like putting these crimps on it because it's while a bare wire is fine, a crimped wire is better. Just don't solder them, don't tin them. Do not tin wires that you put in crush connectors like this, because what can happen is the solder is soft, and if it heats up from like just current or just the hot environment or whatever, the wire, the solder can squish under compression and eventually work itself loose, and that would be bad. So either bare wire twisted in, crush it, or crimp on one of these, put that in, crush it, call it a day. It's technically not wrong to do it that way. It's just a lot of people don't like doing it. Use the cable tie mounts. Oh, we do have these. Before continuing, it's important to double check your wiring. Make sure the wires are plugged in the right way around. Incorrect wiring may cause smoke. Okay, let's put those things on, make it look all pretty, and I will power it up, and we'll see what we get. We'll see what we get. Let's see what we get. Let me see if I can find. Oh, we got a whole bag of them. Heck yeah. Zip ties? What time are we at anyways? 3:38. We're making good time. I was kind of hoping we were going to be a little further in the build, or in the timetable, but we're making good time. Making good time. Let me clean up a bit. Because I'm going to power it up after this, just to make sure we got everything good. Okay. Cable management. Well, I do want cable management because I don't want like this stuff hanging outside the box. That would be bad. Okay, so put you right here. Got a whole bunch of these, so we're not lacking on cable ties, luckily. I will say it is annoying to pull this backing off this foam. Come on, come on. There we go. Do you know why the PROFORGE 4.x is not available? Let me take a look at you. Because it's new and it's under development. This is the new thing he's working on. So it's not done yet. That's why it's not available. Best job, part of wiring a printer. You make a wonderful job with the cables and you install. Yeah, so the trick is you bundle up your cables right now really nicely, and then you just zip tie the next set of cables to the current cables. And you just keep zip tying cables to cables until it's all just cables all the way down. Flip it over so I get a better view here. It just turtles the whole way down. Okay, get some pads. Wonder if it has the Bondtech change. Well, I mean, it's right here, right? That looks like the same type of changer this one has. The Bondtech changer is more of a nozzle changer, because I'm pretty sure like the the heater, the thermistor, everything, all the electronics stay on the tool head, on the carriage. So you're just basically picking up the cartridge with the filament, and then everything grips onto it. I'll know more in 2 weeks because they'll have it at Rapid, and I'll be able to talk to them. So I'll be able to take a looky-loo. So I'm looking forward to that. Trying to figure out what these holes are for here. What are these holes for? Wiring, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, these holes. Yeah, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Just hoping I'm not accidentally blocking anything. There you go. Did I watch Severance? I did not watch Severance on the plane. Usually when I fly, I tend to save any media that I have on like my laptop or anything for when I don't have something to watch on the plane. And unfortunately, I actually had stuff to watch on the plane. I watched, what did I watch? I watched Jurassic Park. I haven't watched that in years. Holds up so good. Dune Prophecy. I watched all of Dune Prophecy on the flight. I liked it. I liked it. I watched Dune Prophecy. That was the new mini-series. So I watched that on the flight. I watched like 1 or 2 episodes on the way there, because I actually slept on the way there. Way back was horrible. The flight on the way back was horrible. But on the way there, I watched like 1 episode of Dune Prophecy, and then I watched the rest on the way home. So I watched that. There was only like 6 episodes, so that was nice. I liked it. The Dune series, I think, got better as I watched more of it. I think. Like, as I watched more of it, I liked it more. Yeah. I got a feeling I'm going to be recutting a bunch of these in the future to make more room, but for now, or to zip tie more stuff on, but for now, good enough. Trip to Toronto. You don't really need to prep for Toronto. There's really, I mean, it's Toronto. If you're okay with crappy big cities, it'll be fine. Yeah, get your passport. Pretty sure Apollo has a passport. There we go. I need to get someone to check in on the cats and stuff. Oh, yeah, if you have pets. That makes sense. I mean, with cats, you can get feeders and like waterers and litter boxes that auto clean. So you only need somebody to check on them every couple days, right? Like, Coda's getting a bit old, and the plan is to go a couple years without a pet, and then if we do get another one after, we might become cat people, just for the logistics. Go. Remember when everyone's like, oh, you gotta twist your wire so you don't get interference and everything, and now it's just like, nah, just kind of mash it all together, you're gonna be fine. It's like, okay. I mean, I think it's just kind of a thing. Like, pets get old, and I don't know, it is what it is. Like, there we go. Probably should have did that one that way, but whatever. Okay. Now I gotta cut all the excess. Cut. Try not to do what I did last time I did this and cut a wire. There we go. Behold, the cables have been managed. For now. For now. Put these two together quickly. Dang it, stupid. Trying to take a picture of it. And there's a big freaking light right there. Okay, so that is that. So I think I can flip it up. Oh, actually, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna power it up right now. Just to make sure that everything lines up. So let me go through. So live, neutral, ground, negative, positive, positive. Ooh, that would have been bad. I wired this one up backwards. That would have been bad. That would have been bad. That's positive. Always double check your wiring before you flip the switch. I know why I did it too. On this one, it is negative, positive. On this one, it's positive, negative. Double check. Always double check. Ground, neutral, live. Live, neutral, ground. That's that. Positive, negative. Negative, positive. We'll check the wiring on the manual. Yeah, negative, positive. Positive, negative. Okay, I think we're good. That's negative, that's positive. That's that. Okay. Let's plug her in, light it up, and see what we get. Okay. So that's plugged in. Is the light on? Light is not on. So let's flip the switch. That fan kicks on right away. Got light. Ooh, they got blue LEDs. Power supply on. No light there, but that has light. And does this light up? No, it doesn't light up. Kind of disappointing the switch don't light up. Unless it, oh, it does. It just, you can't see it on from that angle. Yeah, okay, so it looks like we're good. Turn it off. That fan is loud and annoying, I will say. This fan is a little loud and annoying, but it's also a sun on. So it is moving air. Like, you could feel it actually. So there we go. We got power. And actually, with this being an always on fan, at least we'll always get the capsule drain quickly when you kill the power. Okay, so that's good. So there we go. Step one, we got wiring done. Yay. Okay, put all the wiring stuff away. Orange cryo grip is a maybe for the person who asked earlier. Orange cryo grip is a maybe right now. We'll see. When it's all close up, probably. Okie dokie. The cables, wiring check, bing, bang, boom. Next stage is platform. Ooh. How do you get to the next one? Oh, click here. So we're in platform. Ooh la la, fancy schmancy. Okay, unpack all the rails and place them on a flat surface. Each rail should have an orange stopper on the end to prevent it from falling off. Slide the carriage along the rail, make sure it's smooth, and take this opportunity to lubricate. Z rail mounts. Okay. It's gonna be fun. Okay. I'll be honest, I might be calling it. I am exhausted. I might just get these rails cleaned up and call it a day here, because we got an hour left and I am tired. So we'll get the rails all cleaned up, get them all greased up, get them all ready. We'll do our giveaway. So make sure you enter if you haven't entered yet. and then go from there. Let's make some room here. Make some room so I can put my mat down. Where can I grab it? Let's grab it from there. Okay, okay. You can go there. Get my mat. These guys. So the next time when we get ready to stream, we could just do build. Whew. So they do have the orange caps on the end. So all these rails are MGN 9s. Wondering where you'll place the Airy one. What Airy one machine? I don't have an Airy one machine. Only thing I've ever done with Airy one is, I think they sent me some filament at one point. I know they have a printer, but other than I know they have a printer, and I saw a couple of them at Rapid, that's it. The gloves. And the grease. I expect that's the one you'll get sent. Nope. I did take a look at it at TCT Asia. There were a couple of them that we saw, but the problem is, I think it's getting a lot harder to review printers or to justify getting certain printers. Because think about it, like, how do I word this? A good example is the Hevort. Okay, the Hevort that Mello had at their booth was a really cool machine, right? Has a lot of Gucci features, but it's still a bunch of parts hanging on aluminum extrusion frame. The way the market is moving in 3D printing, especially currently with consumer off-the-shelf machines, COTS machines, it's very rapidly, you're seeing the split. You're very rapidly seeing the split where you have the DIY machines and the COTS machines. And for the longest time, there was kind of like COTS machines were built using a lot of the same components as DIY machines. The Ender 3, for example, V-wheel, bed flinger, whatnot. Even this machine is using aluminum extrusion frame. I think you're going to start seeing over the next little bit the die-off of COTS machines built in that way. Everyone's kind of moving towards, if you've noticed, a lot of injection molded, a lot of custom parts, bent frames, right? Now, Prusa, for example, the Prusa Core 1, that frame is all bent sheet metal. It's economies of scale. When it comes to manufacturing, aluminum extrusions are expensive. They work really good for DIY machines because they're just, you can just buy them and customize them to whatever you need. But the moment you need to crank out 2,400 machines a day, they lose their economy of scale. And machines that are using cast parts, injection molded parts, stamped sheet metal parts, the economy of scale makes a lot more sense. So machines like the Tinker X400 or whatever, as an off-the-shelf machine is going to be niche, I think, because it's not that's not what people want. The market is moving towards more of a more finished COTS machine, but there will still be room for the DIY machines. Obviously, we're building one right now. So when I see a machine that's a COTS machine that's built this method, and it's like, oh, it's out of the box, COTS is good to go. that just screams to me now a low volume machine. Like, will this machine be supported in 2 years from the company? Will this machine have a big user base behind it with a lot of support and knowledge? For me, when I see a COTS machine now that's built using these methods, it's not that it doesn't inspire confidence. I just view it as more of a, not something that's going to be, you know, around in 2 years, 3 years. White lithium grease. I use white lithium grease for my rails. Like, you know, harp on Bamboo all you want for their business practices. They got the market down pat. They for better or for worse, have got their construction methods down. And we got to deal with it now. Because if you're trying to compete against them using the old ways of doing it, it's not going to fly. It's just not going to fly. What I do is mini grease gun, just go on Amazon, Google mini grease gun, fill it with grease. Inject it through one of the holes and move it over to, at least with MGN9, and do it again. And that should be enough to pack all the bearings. Done. Most modern rails, you don't really have to clean like you used to. You used to back in my day, you would have to like soak your rails and clean them because they came out of the factory from AliExpress pretty gritty. That kind of isn't the case anymore. Most rails now, they don't come pre-greased. If your rail comes out of the bag and it's a little wet, that is rust preventative. That is not lubrication. But don't wipe it off. If the rails are clean, give them a, like, slide the bearing around, make sure it's nice and clean. But if the bearings are clean, why are you cleaning off the rust preventative? You're just gonna make them rust, or you gotta put more on. So what I tend to do is I just make sure it works, make sure they're nice and smooth. Flush them if you gotta, but I find you don't really have to. And then grease them up. And then just wipe them down. That's all I do really for prepping my rails. So just wipe off the excess. And then that's it. You don't really have to go crazy. You don't want your rails being bone dry, by the way. You do not want these to be bone dry, because bone dry rails rust, especially if you live in like the devil's armpit of Florida or the Pacific Northwest. You don't want your rails rusty. EP2 Mobilux. I use NLG 1.5 grease. I know like the manual for Voron says use like 0 or use 1. I like the 1.5 for 2 reasons. One, I already had a giant bottle of it. So, you know, I already had it. But 2, I find it lasts a bit longer. Yeah, it's not as smooth. And I probably, you know, I probably do take a little bit of a hit in terms of like stiction and print quality maybe. Not that I really care too much. But it lasts a bit longer, I find. I don't have to I don't have to re-grease my printers that often. So don't forget, we are going to be doing the giveaway in probably 15 minutes or so. So if you haven't entered yet for a chance to win some Polymaker filament, do it now. Do it now. What about WD-40 white lithium? You can use it. Are you ready? Are you ready for your mind to be blown? It's a 3D printer. It don't really matter what grease you use, as long as it's grease. I don't like oil. I don't like using oil. I like packing the bearings with grease. Oil, I find, just doesn't last. It doesn't. You want grease. I don't like oil. I know Prusa recommends oil. Or they did. I don't know if they still do. But you want grease. Grease. Use grease when you pack a bearing. So pack your bearings with grease. Don't just put a few drops of oil and move the carriage. That ain't gonna do jack shit. There's wipers on here. It wipes away most of the grease anyway, or most of the oil anyways. If you try it, you gotta pack the bearing. As for the grease, it's a 3D printer. There's not a lot of forces involved in the motion anyways. Pretty much any grease works better than no grease. And then the difference between like an average grease and the best grease in the world, you'll probably never notice in real world use. Use what you got. And if you don't have it, if you need to buy grease, then yeah, go buy the grease that's recommended as long as it's within your budget and not stupid expensive. But if you already have like some sort of like white lithium grease that's like NLG 0 or NLG 1 or a little bit thicker if you're like me and you like it a little bit thicker, then you're probably fine. It's a 3D printer. These aren't CNC machines with cutting forces involved, right? We are not putting loads on these rails anywhere near the maximum of them in most use cases. Just make sure you clean up any excess grease. You don't want these like sopping wet because that's just going to build up debris, which will gum it up. So pack the bearing, wipe the excess, call it a day. I changed the channel name. I did last year. It's been Canuck Creator for almost a year now. And got a new hat. There we go. These gloves are bleh. There we go. Yeah, so what's next? Pack all that. Platform rails, I need to put a bunch of stuff on. Yeah, because the rails float off of the extrusions, I believe. So yeah, well, I am exhausted and starving. I'm still recovering from the, it's funny, I went from my time zone to China time zone, and I was okay in like a week or a couple days. Like within a day, I was like flipped over to their time zone. It was not that bad. Coming back, whoo, I am eepy. I am eepy. Okay, so we got that. So tomorrow on the stream, I'm not exactly sure what we'll do, but we'll do something. Maybe we'll work on this. I don't know, but we'll figure something out. PTFE, super lube grease, but yeah, like the stuff I use is, problem is I only have so much of it left. It's whatever this was. This used to be full. Bruce includes grease on, yeah. How do you re-grease them after a year? Well, I put it this way. I usually only re-grease when I have to do a rebuild, and I don't rebuild that often. That's why I like the thicker grease. It just lasts longer. Using brake cleaner on linear rails with bearing is a bad idea. You need to make sure that the brake cleaner that you are using will not react with any of the metals or the plastic and rubber. Because remember, rails usually have like a rubber gasket or seal. So you need to make sure that it doesn't react with that. And two, yes, it will clean them. I've used brake cleaner in the past, but one thing you need to make note of is brake cleaner dries out the metal. It dries out the metal. So you need to go back in and like, after you grease it, spray them down with like WD-40 or another rust preventative, because brake cleaner, if you live in an area with high moisture, high humidity, and you use brake cleaner to clean your rail and you just like grease the carriage and call it a day, your rails will rust because they have no protective film on them anymore. So, but the thing is, you really shouldn't have to go crazy with cleaning your rails anymore. Rails nowadays, especially ones that come like individually packed like that, are usually pretty clean from the factory, I found. It's been a hot minute since I've had to actually like clean a rail. Yeah, and for those wondering, the brand on these ones is KGT. KGT MGN9H, and they have a serial number on them. And they're actually individual serial numbers. So these might be a pretty decent brand rail. I mean, they feel fine. So, how tall is the printer? I believe it's 300 millimeters cube print volume, and then we have 3 tools. So it's a tool changer with 3 tools. I mentioned a few weeks ago, Rapid TC, I looked up and I'm getting a student pass for the expo room. Nice! So for those that are wondering, when is it? Is it next week? No, not next week. The week after. So this week coming up, so there's going to be the stream, tomorrow night's stream, and then next week it'll be a regular Tuesday stream with the box turtle. Friday will be on this, and then Saturday will be a pickup stream. And then the week after is Rapid. So there won't be a Tuesday stream. Actually, there might be. I might just stream at Rapid. I might as well. I'll try and stream at Rapid, do a walk around. We'll see. So I'll be at Rapid TCT Tuesday, Wednesday, most likely. Maybe the Thursday. Maybe the Thursday. The last time I was in Detroit, the thing with Rapid is like you see it all the first day. If you know what to do and you're by yourself, you could see it all in one day. 2, if you're a chatter or you need to film stuff. Because usually the first day is pretty busy. So what I like to do is scope everything out the first day, pick up a few interviews here and there, and then the second day I actually worry about filming. And then the third day, it's a shorter day and it's a lot less busy. The only reason to hang out the third day is if you're trying to get free shit from the booths when they're packing up. Because sometimes they'll be like, I don't want to bring this back, take it. You'd be surprised what you can get. But if you want to go, it is an industry trade show. Okay, so if you want to go to Rapid, it is an industry trade show. I'm cool, so I got a media pass. But anyone can really go as long as you have an invite. And most companies that have a booth there have posted like their code to get a free invite. Apparently you get a student pass as well. I know LDO posted something on their Twitter about it. And I don't know if E3D did. But it is something to understand. It is, if you are going, it's during the week. It's not during a weekend. It is an industry show. It's not a rep fest. It's an industry show. So yeah, Prusa will be there, E3D will be there, you know, LDO will be there, Elegoo will be there, but so will like Stratasys, so will HB Additive, so will like all these giant companies you've never heard of that sell machines that cost more than your house. It's a different type of show. It's a fun show. And if you're like me who loves like just nerding out over shit, it's great. But if you go there expecting it to be like a rep fest, it's not a rep fest. You're not going to see people walking around in cosplay. You're not going to see, you know, a bunch of, well, actually there will be a bunch of Enders there because Creality will probably be there, but yeah. So, is there a secret to grease in the bearings without the BBs popping out? Yeah, don't take them off the rail. So the trick is, what you do is with them on the rail, you line up the hole, okay? You line up a hole in the middle of the carriage. You get your mini grease gun that you've packed with grease and you go, and you squirt grease in, and then you move it over 2 holes and you do it again. And that packs all your bearings with grease, and then you wipe away the excess and you're done. Simple as that. Don't take them off the rail unless you have to. Yeah, it's a business show. Like here, let me pull it up here. I mean, I have videos on my channel from previous years' ones. But yeah, like this is the event overview. So partners. So yeah, so it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. There's that. Exhibit. Where's the exhibitor hall? Floor plan. Here you go. For those wondering, we're done with the build. We're going to be doing the giveaway probably at 4:30. At 4:30, we'll do the giveaway. So if you haven't entered yet, enter for your chance. Link in the video description. So the cool thing with it is there's also apparently AeroDef, which is like a defense contractor thing that's taking place this year. Is this? Ooh, what do I do? Oh, that's, yeah. Is this smaller than last year's? It seems about the same size as last year's, or the last time I was in Detroit. Actually, this might be a little bit smaller, maybe. So yeah, like we got 3D Systems, Stratasys, HB, Arberg, Formlabs, EOS, Aditech, SME Media, Big Rep, AeroDef, Who do we got in arrow? Oop, don't click those. I think they're in another hall too. I could have sworn it was 2 halls. Where's Raytheon, my beloved? Oh, here we go. LDO. LDO gets their logo on here. I don't know. Nobody else, like very few people have their logo, but LDO has their logo. What's E mean? LDO Motors. Okay. Well, LDO's there. Who are these guys? Applied Technical Services. Networking and Food Court. Aerodef. So yeah, so that's the event. Oh, there's Bamboo. DMG? Yeah, DMG will be there. What we do. Couldn't even fill out all the contact information. Come on, guys. Slacking. Elegoo. So usually when you come to these, you'll notice there's like a few companies that you know, but like, I'm sure a lot of people here don't know who RP America is. Or like, you know, Constellation. Ooh, Velo. Velo's still around? Oh, good. Okay. A little worried about them for a minute. Calibrium. I mean, you can go to the site and look up all the whatchamacallits. So, but yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I'm not going to download the app. I'm like, download the app. It's like, I'm not downloading the app. And there's talks. There's, it's definitely, it's an industry show. It is an industry show. But it'll be fun. Sandvik. Yep, Sandvik's going to be there. You'd be surprised some of the companies that are there. E3D will be there. I'm pretty sure E3D there. Exhibitor list. Oh, E3D may not be there. Oh, you know what? Diamondback's there. Yeah, so they might be hanging out at the Diamondback booth. It might be E3D/Diamondback. Joel will be there. Yep, Joel is streaming from there. I believe Joel is doing an event. Joel will be there. Conference schedule. Enhancing Inconel super alloy properties through selective laser something and bronzing techniques. Ooh. Omnidirectional laser metal deposition with wire for 2 meter and larger aerostructures. I am down for that. Yeah, it's definitely an industry trade show. It is definitely an industry trade show. I don't think I've ever sat down for any of the talks at any show. I think I've sat down for a couple at Rep Rap Fest over the years, but for the most part, it's like I'm wandering around. So, yeah, Joel streams are pretty good. I don't think he usually does videos at Rapid. He just does the live stream. So it should be fun. I don't think there might be a couple other people from the Voron team going, but there's going to be no official Voron presence there, obviously. I just know there's a couple people in the area that might make it out. The problem is it's during the week, so people have work. 3DX Tech will be there, I believe. I think. Yeah, they'll be there. So. Thoughts on the new Bondtech index? muted? Oh, I'm still muted. Sorry. We're back. Bondtech Index, I'll let you know in a couple weeks because they're gonna have it at Rapid, and I'm gonna do a video. I'm gonna try and do a video with them at Rapid about it. So there's that. It's a cheap tool changer. The downside with a tool changer, you need multiple tool heads. So whatever the cost of a tool head is, plus the latch unlatch mechanism, you need that times however many tool heads. That gets pricey quick. Whereas the Bondtech Index appears to be a nozzle, a heater core, and a heat break with like a heat tube with the filament coming in. So essentially the extruder, the control board, the latch unlatch mechanism, all the expensive parts are built into the tool head. So the tool head just kind of comes in and just basically, use an example here. I'm gonna make an example, ready? Hold. This will work. There you go. So essentially you have this, okay? I'm gonna cut this, it's too long. Okay. So essentially you have this. So you have the nozzle, a bit of metal, the heat break. There's like a cutout in it that exposes the filament. So it looks like it kind of comes in and grabs it. Heating elements start heating up. I'm assuming the thermistor is also built in. And then the extruder just kind of grabs the filament, and then in that way you can control it. So you have basically a bunch of these docked on the machine. It looked like a flying gantry Core XY in the video they had, which would be really cool if it's flying gantry, because then you could have a rack of them, and then another rack of them, and then another rack of them, and you could just keep going up. So essentially you're trying to cost down a tool changer. So essentially you only have to buy the expensive stuff once. The downside of that is the fact that when this is parked, you can't preheat it. And you have to hope that your extruder configuration works with all the material you have loaded. So what that means is, like, you can't have differing tension. It's like everything kind of has to work with everything. So flexibles might be a bit of a problem. I don't know. I'll talk to him about it if I remember to bring up the topic of flexibles. So essentially you kind of get the best of both worlds, where you get the cheaper cost of, you know, a more traditional like AMS system or MMU system, but you get the benefits where you actually have multiple nozzles and multiple feed. But it won't be as quick as a traditional tool changer, because you're probably gonna you can't preheat these nozzles. I don't think you, unless each station has pogo pins or something with a heating element, you won't be able to preheat the filament. So it will take time to grab it, heat up to filament. You're probably gonna have to do a prime. You won't have to do a purge, but you will have to do a prime. So it won't be as fast as a traditional tool changer, but it's also much more compact and less expensive. So it'll probably be faster than a MMU or AMS system, but not as fast as a tool changing system, but give you near the compatibility and benefits of a tool changing system. It'll be very interesting to see, because I believe this kind of setup has been attempted before. I've seen a few DIY type setups that have tried something similar, where you have like the extruder itself lives on the tool head instead of multiple extruders. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. They'll have it there at the show, so I'll be able to talk to them about it. But all we have is that one video we've all seen to look at. That's all the information we have about it. So we were talking about the Bondtech Index. So Nick Nack. And that's what I just talked about. That's what the last 5 minutes was talking about. Same in 4 seconds. So there are nozzles that heat up really quickly. You're gonna have to do a purge. Or correction, you're not gonna have to do a purge, but you are definitely gonna have to do a prime. It's still not gonna be as fast as like a Prusa XL. Prusa XL is literally burp, burp, off you go. So, oh, they did release an FAQ. Okay, let's pull it up here. Let's pull it up here because we got a couple minutes left. Bondtech index. Okay, so you have this module. Is this the docking module or is this the entire thing? They have a survey because they have the video. We've seen this video. So you could see the extruder comes in and grabs it. Oh wait, this will get me copyright strike. 1 second. Shoot, I gotta mute it. I think, yeah, so you can see how quickly it changes. So you only need like one, yeah, so you just line up. So you can see there, so you have like, go away. You have like the individual heater cores there. You have the filament exposed. You have the heat sink. So there's that. Okay, what exactly is it? It is a novel solution for tool changing. What is it solving? Waste. Whom is it for? It's for those who make 3D prints with several materials. Main disruptive feature. It's self-adjusting. The extruder on the smart tool head self-adjusts without user. So, okay, so this is good. If it self-adjusts, that's good. Because that was one of the things I'm concerned about is essentially you have to make it work with everything, which means you can't specialize it into anything. Uses thin passive tools with no hot end and requires one single smart tool head. So what that means is probably you don't have like a blocky, it probably is just like a nozzle and heat break, and it's just the mass of the heater just stays at temperature and just dumps the heat right into the system really quick by sheer contact surface. It's contactless and wireless. The index heats up the nozzles and reads their temperature without contact to or wires on the tools. So it's just, yeah, because it's built in. Near massless, the traditional nozzle. Broke tradition or solo thermal mass. That, yeah, so it's basically very little mass on the nozzle tool head, I guess, itself. So it just basically, when it connects, it just essentially all the mass of heat, the thermal mass, stays on the tool head. When can I buy it? We'll continue to develop with our community in the following months and plan to launch it during Form Next, late November 2025. How much will it cost? The aim for the end is to be cost-effective tool chain. Each thin passive is around, 35 USD. So 250 USD for the tool head, and then $35 for each tool. Damn, son. That's... Bamboo, this is how you do something disruptive. You were hyping up your H2D as being like a total game changer. This is game changing. And I hope you guys patent this shit or other people take it. Shots printed, yeah. Will the tool heads be available to purchase individually? Yes. So it looks like this will be protected. Yes, it is protected by patents. Good job. This is something novel they came up with. I'm okay with patents and locking stuff down that you develop your own in-house. Simple as that. As long as you are willing to work with others. If you're gonna be dicks about it and like hide it and like, no, we're not letting anyone, no. Do licensing agreements, make it reasonable, but protect stuff you develop yourself. If you use open source though, you must always follow the open source rules. And if you wanna open source it, I'm all for it. But I personally have no qualms about a company that develops their own stuff in-house, protecting what they developed. I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm okay with that. Just don't be dicks about it, and if you know, be willing to work with others. But it looks like they are just doing the tool changer. They're not making a printer. This isn't a printer, it looks like. This looks like something you buy and you put on your printer, which will be really good for that 600 millimeter Voron I might be building. So I'm actually kind of excited for this. I'm more excited for this now. As soon as I saw that price, damn. Because you know what you could do now? Companies can license this. Because it's $250 for the tool head, and then so yeah, I can see companies building printers using this. This is definitely, yeah, the printer was definitely a Voron. Yeah, this is totally a V2. This is totally a V2 with these docked in the front. Like, this is a Voron. So hey, at least Voron compatibility. The only downside is now you got the front bar. We're back to having a front bar. That's the only downside. Yeah, they say licensing. Yeah. Limiting us. Our focus protecting what makes INX unique while encouraging innovation and open source collaboration and non-commercial projects. Commercial use of indexes, IP protected aspects require proper yeah, like just hit them up, pay the licensing fee, boom, done. You didn't have to do the work to develop the thing, so the least you can do is license it and follow the rules. Simple as that. You can have a lift bar. You could also just park them at the top and just have your Zed move up and pick it up like the Stealth Changer does. But that's wasted time. It depends what you're doing. Or you could be baller and have an entire rack of them and just, you know, burr, 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 burr. So, yeah. Take my money. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking to him now. Okay, let's do this giveaway because I need to make some dinner because I am absolutely famished. If you did not enter for your chance to win some filament from Polymaker, you will have another chance on tomorrow night, because we'll do another one tomorrow night. Save and open the marbles. Yeah, you could fit a lot of tools on a Voron, and for $35 a tool. So it's $250 for the tool head. Now, granted, the tool head is probably going to be a bit heavy. You're not going to be putting this on a speed demon machine unless you beef up the motion system on a Voron. This is where I think that like something like this makes a bit more sense. Something like CNC motion platform, but still $250 for the tool head, which is like half the cost of an XL tool head. Let's be honest. Plus $35 for each additional tool. Now, I'm assuming if you buy the tool, does that come with the dock? Or is the dock just printed with some pins? I don't know. I'm going to have to talk to him about it. But I think that is disruptive. If Bamboo had done that with something like this with the H2D, that would have been disruptive. Instead, they put a laser cutter on it. Let's do Love is in the Air. Why? Why not? $345. There we go. Bots. 345. Love is in the air. Yeah, the docks look printed, but I don't know if there's any hardware needed. Like, are they just like some pins and screws? If so, that'd be even better. Okay, how this works, if you win, you get a spool of filament from Polymaker. But if I pick your ball, you are the luckiest ball in the world. Because if you win after I pick your ball, you also get a free hat. This one right here. Kinga. Kinga, if you win, you get a free hat. If anyone else wins, you just get a free spool of filament from Polymaker. I haven't played with any yet. Remember, exclamation mark zoom zoom makes your ball go faster. Exclamation mark gullible makes everyone else go slower. And if you ring the bell, like the smash button, and are subscribed to the channel, it greases your ball up and makes it go even faster. What are these tubes? What are these tubes? Oh, okay, that person was in the lead. I wouldn't put it on a Core 1. Core 1, if ToolChanger's like that on a 250 is kind of a waste of space in my opinion. Like 300, 350, it starts making more sense. Oh shoot, this person, who is this person? Abercam. Well, it's yours to lose now because you managed to sneak ahead of everyone by quite a bit. And Ben Butler died. Oh, Fisher. Oh, Abercam. I am Griff. I am Griff is in the lead. It's yours to lose, Griff. Yours to lose. Don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. Somebody was in the lead and then bipped it. Oh, there goes another one. Come on, I am Griff. It's yours to lose. It's yours to lose, Griff. Oh. Oh. Oh, Timor. Oh, Timor, it's yours to lose, Timor. Come on, you got this. You got this. You got this. Timor. Ooh, Lucas almost sniped it. Timor. Find you on the list here. Okay, congratulations, Timor. You have won yourself a spool of filament from Polymaker. You'll get an email from me after the stream ends with information on how to collect your filament. Ooh, golf claps in chat. Golf claps in chat. Why does Notepad need Copilot? Freaking Copilot. Shoving AI in everything is so annoying. Freaking all the Ghibli stuff is annoying me. Freaking, what is it, Hideo Miyazaki or whatever his name is? I know he's not dead yet, but you could power a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier with the potential kinetic energy of him rotating in his grave when he does pass away, because there's so much potential energy there. Like, I'm sorry, I use AI. Don't get me wrong. I built an AI bot, okay? Lives in the basement. I'm okay with AI to an extent. My logo isn't AI, but I used AI to kind of get the idea of what I was after before going to somebody to get it done. So like, there are use cases for AI, right? Especially when you have like, you're by yourself and you have no art skills and you need to kind of come up with an idea. It's good for idea generation, but you need to understand it's got no soul. It is, like, people are like, oh, it's copyright infringement. It's not really copyright. It's theft of soul. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like, if you want art of your family looking like a Miyazaki, a Ghibli movie, pay somebody to do it. Go find an artist and commission something. Don't commit theft of soul. Anyways, I'm all for meta. The problem is Purple Monkey Britches. The problem with AI, it gives you an answer that you do not know if it's telling the truth. It just spits out an answer based on its data set, and it can hallucinate. It can lie about sources. You have no idea if what it is telling you is correct, but people assume it's correct. That's the problem. Like, you can't just ask an AI something and it gives you an answer and you're like, oh, that's right. It's like, no, it's not. How do you know it's right? It's like, you know, when you and your buddies are, you know, before everyone had phones and you'd be in the bar and you're drunk and your buddy's like, oh yeah, you know, Marilyn Manson had a rib removed for this. And you're like, oh, wow, really? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's talking to an AI. You're talking to a drunk buddy at the bar who's just bullshitting. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not right, but whatever they speak of is utmost confidence. So the test AI only got 36 on it. Well, math, I'm pretty sure they suck at math. From my understanding, a lot of these LLMs kind of suck at math. But anyways, we're going to call it there. I'm absolutely starving. I got to make dinner for the family. So yeah, we got this wired up, or at least most of the electronics installed and wired up. So next Friday, we'll carry on with this. We'll start installing the motion system, it looks like. How many parts to this build series are there? Just so I can double check. So we need to do platform, gantry, print heads, and then final wiring, touchscreen. So we still got a bit. We still got a bit. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Don't want to rush it. Probably, yeah, it's probably, yeah, they're just predictive text. It's just really good predictive text. The problem is, what's a human? What is a man? What is a man? Miserable pile of lies. That's what it is. Okay, we're calling it there. Calling it there. I'm hungry. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Hope you enjoyed the stream today. There should be a video Sunday. I'm working to get the first video, the vlog video from the China trip out. So hopefully it'll be available for channel members tomorrow, and then it'll be public on Sunday. Tuesday, Box Turtle. Friday, this. Tomorrow night, random stream. Grab bag stream. Calling it there. I'm gonna go make some food. Shout out to MakerTech 3D for sending this kit to build on this channel for testing and evaluation. If you are interested in getting one of these kits for yourself, it is the PROFORGE 300. There is a link in the video description. Check it out if you want to learn more and if you wish to buy it. Link there. It is not an affiliate link. It's just a normal link. And then shout out to Polymaker for the spool of film we gave away this stream and every stream. The winner, you should have got an email. I already sent it out. And for those that donate to the channel, gifted memberships to others, or became members of the channel yourself, I thank you. I would not be able to do the things I do, create the content I create, without your continued support. You make it all possible. Calling it there. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there. Wash your hands. And I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.